What's helped me most in my life? What helped me believe in the possible? Believe in others? Believe in thinking big? What made me a doer, a maker, a give-it-a-goer? What made me realize that it was okay to fail, okay to take a wrong turn, to step back, to breathe, to have a plan B, and then maybe a plan C? What made me never give up and keep trying again and again and again? What helped me to find a purpose? Helped me to know the strength of kindness and loyalty, to value friendships, value others. What made me? Scouts made me. Scouts have helped me become who I am today, and it's thanks to people like you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the District AGM. I'm now going to hand you over to Frank Grayson for our opening remarks.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this quite surreal AGM. And tonight we have with us John Cadman, who is Deputy County Commissioner at Adventure. So it's welcome to John. And moving on, I have one apology, which is from Les Rowe. Unfortunately, he can't be with us tonight. So to move on the agenda, I'm going to call on the DC for his report. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm not sure if you can see me tonight. I'm having a few technical issues with my PC, so my apologies if I'm just a voice and a frozen screen. I want to start off, as Frank said, with this surreal AGM with a massive gratitude of thanks to all of you across the district. So this is the AGM for 2019, and 2019 has certainly been a fantastic year across St Helens. Over the district, last year during 2019, we had over 100 of our young people achieve their Chief Scouts Awards. We gave out 30 sets of wood badges, 35 long service awards varying in length from 5 years to 50 years. We had 3 of our younger adults achieve their Queen Scouts Award, which, as you will all know, is the highest award in Scouting, which is a fantastic achievement for those 3 people. In terms of our adult awards, we had 1 Silver Acorn, 1 Bartley Award for Merit and 5 awards for merit. So a big congratulations to those guys who've given some sterling service to the district over the last many number of years if you combine it all together. 2019 has seen some real kind of innovations and investments into the future of St Helens as a Scout district. We started on our project to renovate the district headquarters. We've brought in a very experienced designer who's given us some advice as a district on how to best use the building as it stands, what we need to do to make it more accessible for the people who need to use it, and how we can best utilise the land for you guys and our young people. Unfortunately, that's all on hold at the moment until we come out of the other side of our COVID crisis, but at least we're getting there. So hopefully during 2021, I imagine it'll be by now you'll start to see some major changes and some major renovation of the district headquarters, which will allow it to become more of an activity centre for our young people across St Helens. We've also invested in a new external facing website. This is again as part of our increase of our perception of scouting around St Helens and Knowsley. But also we wanted to use some of the more digital tools to make life simpler for you guys as GSLs and section leaders. So our new website will be hosting things like electronic nights away notifications, access into some of our grants and hardship funds, and some other resources that I think we probably don't find as easily shared around the district, like our directories, contacts with each other, and an ability, hopefully, once we've got it all up and running, to feed through into your OSMs, so that hopefully make life easier for you. We invested heavily in our programme teams. So we have, that's Dave Singleton's team, and as we've done that, we've looked at 3 core events that we've moved through our programme. So as you know, those of you who joined us for a very, very soggy St George's Activity Day, having a look at offering some of our outdoor adventure to our young people. It joined us last April for that. That was a fantastic event. Unfortunately, we didn't get to repeat that this year, but we certainly make sure it's back on the cards for next year. We then held our Beaver Fun Day during the summer. So this was an event that we wanted to offer the Beaver leaders, the Beaver leaders wanted to offer the Beaver section with some more of the difficult, hard to reach badges. So lots of our bushcraft outdoor skills, more of an introduction so that as they move up into Cubs and Scouts, Explorers and so on, then they're starting to get the development of their skills for life. We've also seen our excellent tradition of our Cub camp and our Scout camps. I had the pleasure of attending both of them this year. Unfortunately, I only managed to stay for one night, hosted by Julie at the Cub camp, but as and when that's rebooked, I'll make sure I've got my whole weekend clear next year. And then again, I joined Dave and the team up at Wadica for their Scout. I managed to get the whole weekend off this time, a rare luxury for me. I can't say how immensely proud I am of everyone who's involved in these events when I see the young people just having an absolute whale of a time. They offer the freedom and the individuality to every young person that Scouting is all about, and I thoroughly enjoy seeing them, and my absolute overall thanks goes out to the guys who put such hard work into making these events happen. I just wanted to finish off with some updates as where we are with how we are strengthening our provision across the district. So before Christmas, we hosted a very successful taster event to bring Scouting back to Heighton Quarry. So Heighton Quarry was served by a Scout group a long time ago, which was closed when Knowsley District was still in existence. but we've rekindled some old partnerships with St Gabriel's Parish Church and the vicar and the curate there, and they're thoroughly supportive of our return to Heighton Quarry. We managed to get a good few really well attended sessions going with some young people, but unfortunately, as we know, COVID then got in the way. We've got another couple of growth projects that are going on around the district. We've got the First Whiston looking at bringing scouting back to Prescott. Most of you will be aware that the Prescott Scout Group folded 2 years ago, and we're looking at opening satellites of the First Whiston to get scouting back into Prescott. And we're looking at supporting the Sixth Par with growing their numbers. A group that's been doing really well over the last couple of years since it reopened its Cover Beaver section, Cover Scout section, and the Beaver section has always been sterling and carried on regardless through everything. They're doing a fantastic job, and we're just going to get them some more support, so plenty of things to watch this space. I'll stop rabbiting on now because I know you all really don't want to hear that much from me. But again, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's joined us tonight, especially thank you to John, who's here on behalf of the county, and anyone who's out there watching us. Thank you for everything that you all do across the district, week in, week out, and thank you for everything you've particularly done since the suspension of face-to-face scouting in March. You amaze me every week with everything that you are all doing, and I'm fantastically proud to say that we are see what is happening across scouting in St Helens and because of you. I'm going to hand over to Mike, the district secretary, who's going to sort out the nominations for the executive committee.
Thanks, Chris.
Sorry, Mike's just having some technical difficulties with his microphone there. We'll just swap back over to him in a second. There we are. Looks like everything's sorted, so I'll hand you back to Mike.
Sorry, I thought it was on mute, but I wasn't. Do I need to start again? Yes? Okay, nothing complicated in what I've got to say tonight. Nomination forms were sent out to GSLs, group contacts, executive members and all others concerned on the 5th of June with a closing date of the 19th of June. The nominations received from the District Commissioner were as follows. These are not for a vote. In fact, the nominations for the District Executive by the DC automatically stand on the Executive Committee. President is Mr. Michael Harrison, the Chair, Frank Grayson, Deputy Chair is Annette Pears, Deputy District Commissioner Support is Mr. Leslie Rowe, Deputy District Commissioner Programme David Singleton, Deputy District Commissioner People is Christine Williams, Deputy District Commissioner Perception is Craig McKee, the Desk District Explorer Scout Commissioner is Christopher Moore. We have two District Scout Network Commissioners in Thomas Howarth and Jennifer Miller. ADC Scouts are Glenn Melling, ADC Cubs Mrs. Julie Hooton, ADC Beavers are Mrs. Helen Archibald. We have two positions vacant at present on the DC nomination list, and that is a district local training manager, of which there is an advert out at this present time, and also trustee public relations officer. Very sadly, Terry Gregson has left the executive, although still heavily involved in scouting, and he will be sadly missed from that position. Next, if I move on to lay members, I have 3 nominated lay members. For the rest of the sections, these should all be voted on, but as there are no stand against people, they're all being re-elected as sitting members. So I'll deal with them one by one. We have Jennifer Tickle, Ken Ruffley and Diane Roberts, all sitting members, elected unopposed as lay members to the district executive. I also mentioned at this stage that Ken Ruffley has been nominated by the district commissioner as the secretary of the appointments panel. Officers to be voted for at the AGM, again, elected unopposed, nominated by Mr. Lesrow, are myself, Mike Mills, as secretary, and Mr. John Beach as district treasurer. The following people put forward, voted for again at the AGM, although no votes are necessary. The auditor is Jay Podesta. The badge secretary is Mrs. C. Williams, Christine Williams, and the editor of Sharp End is a position that's vacant at this moment in time. The final section and the final core for the executive committee are the warranted uniform leaders, of which there are 4. This probably is one little area that is sadly being depleted over the years, and one noted absentee, sadly noted, is that of Susan Miller, who cannot make executive committees because of her commitments on pack nights. So we have 4 nominated, again, all sitting members and all elected unopposed. Vince Roberts, representing Beavers, Kath Savoury, representing Scouts, Karen Ackers, GSL manager, and Edith Bache as GSL manager. So that is the final list of nominations, all accepted for the executive committee to serve for 2020 and 2021. I wouldn't think anybody's got any questions, but if there are, we can put them forward and we can deal with them in the question and answer section at the end. In the light of that, I'd like to now hand over to John Beach, our district treasurer.
Good evening, everybody. I'm hoping that you've all had a chance to look at the accounts which form part of the annual report pack. This is a brief resume of the results, which I've tried to keep as brief and concise as I could. As you'll have seen, the accounts show a deficit of £4,679 compared to a surplus of £3,918 for 2018. The reasons for the deficit are twofold: a fall in income of £4,664 and an increase in payments of £3,933. The fall in income can be identified as a reduction in donations of £4,500, including a £2,000 reduction in that normally given by the Ravensdale Trust, and a fall in Jamboree income of approximately £1,500. This, coupled with an increase in miscellaneous income of £3,000, which broadly represents the transfer of monies in from the now defunct scout groups. The increase in spending is primarily due to increased costs of maintaining the headquarters building and grounds, and the advertising drive to recruit new members and leaders, plus the extra costs incurred in running the revamped St George's Day celebration. This deficit is then taken from our reserves brought forward to give net reserves at 31st December 2019 of £97,522. As they say at the end of all good cartoons, that's all, folks, and I'll now hand you back to Frank.
Lovely, thanks for that, John. Right, we're I'm just about to invite John Cadman to say a few words. So if you're there and able, John, would you like to take the floor? Hello?
Hey John, are you all right? Are you there?
I'm here.
Right. Fab.
Right, I'll start again. Really sorry about that. I unmuted my little box here, but I forgot to unmute the screen. So just put your thumbs up if you can hear me, you people down at the bottom. Thank you. Right. So I wanted to start by saying congratulations to all the young people that have gained achievements over the last year, and the number of adults as well. And particularly those adults that have helped the young people to gain their achievements and awards. So congratulations to you all, and thank you very much for your service. A little over 3 months ago, none of us could have predicted what we were about to encounter. Our lives have been significantly disrupted, and for some, devastatingly so. Our thoughts remain with anyone dealing with significant consequences of what we're dealing with. However, scouting has continued, at home and differently, but it has continued. Thousands of our members across Merseyside have found new ways to stay engaged. They continue to benefit from our programme and activities, and they continue to develop their skills for life. But this has been made possible by you and your teams, and I can't thank you enough. I can't thank enough everyone who has found new ways to continue to support our members, some with a whole range of new pressures, and some of whom have been on the front line of helping society to deal with this crisis. And that's people like Chris, and I'm sure there's many more of you that are involved in health and, helping people and to deal with what's going on at the moment. So to all of you, a sincere thank you. Nobody quite knows what the future holds, but what we do know is that we will all work to secure our future. Key to this is keep engaging with parents and carers and stay relevant to our communities. So on behalf of myself, the County Commissioner and the whole county team, a massive thank you, and most sincerely, thanks. You're all incredible, and we look forward to seeing you face to face in the not too distant future, we hope. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John, for those kind words. I also just want to reiterate the thanks that we've had of everyone across the district during COVID-19. As you will all know, I took a step back to go and get myself dressed up like some kind of alien creature to jump into the front line, but to see everything that was going on across the district whilst I was was otherwise engaged really kept my spirits up. So just thank you very much for everything. It remains a pleasure to be part of the district, and my thanks once again go to every single one of you who helps, whether that's week in, week out, the 4 night a weekers, or whether it's the once every couple of months. You all make a massive difference to what we do and the lives of our young people. I'm going to hand you back to our Frank, our district chair, for his closing remarks.
Thank you, Chris. Right, ladies and gentlemen, just a few remarks before we close and leave the site. The Scout movement is a living organisation, and over the last 113 years has survived by being able to adapt itself to the ever-changing environment. The present pandemic is going to throw out immense challenges for us all, but I believe the Scout movement will adapt itself to those changes and will survive no matter what difficulties we face. And lastly, I would like to thank you all for your time and dedication that you give to Scouting, and hopefully that dedication will get us through the trying times ahead. Thank you, and thank you for joining us this evening, and keep safe.
So everyone, thank you very much for joining us again. Have we got any questions and answers? Or questions that need an answer, should I say?
I've got any questions, so we'll give it a
If you do have any questions, guys, or anything you want to ask or want to know, or even if you just want to write some very nice comments, please just use the live Q&A that you'll have on the right of your screen.